will Papua New Guinea sovereignty be affected if Bougainville gain its independence? Majority of the people think that if granting Bougainville its independence will affect Papua New Guinea's sovereignty. For myself, I think the answer is no. Why? Namito ko sem no. Once you watch him this video, but you look him more clear picture why mito ko sem not affect him. Plenty blow you me around the nation, you may cause him display issue, come up argument. In this video, me not like come up him argument between Papua New Guinea na Bougainville. Me like you me find him all way forward, where you me walk one time, address him display issue, na still stop one time. Even if Bougainville is him independent, you me can walk na stop one time or some one playet. Name tas all, or some you me buruk loose. But passing na tradition, relationship, connection do you me, by non aplo buruk. Because of so many reasons. One time this plan, me like to call them, look, inside the display issue, yes, sample part, PNG right. Yes, me acknowledge him all pathway, Bougainville right. Now you mean no can use him display two plan side lo throw him stones against the you give him you yet. Instead, you must look him all way forward. How about you can walk him through come up this thing. So what all people do you need him? Both lo PNG na lo Bougainville. I'm not this argument between the two government. What all people need him is for the two government to find a win-win solution. And that is the purpose of this video. Why me like walking this video. So stop one time me, watch throughout, na look him how you me can go come up with this win-win solution. Me like touch briefly lo history lo this walk about. Me no like touch in detail too deep. Plenty money talk about history finish. But looking back, the aspiration of Bougainville gaining independence was even well before Papua New Guinea gained its independence on September 16, 1975.
Around 1970s, the Bougainvillians by then started movements in almost all corners of the Bougainville. Their goal was to succeed from Papua and New Guinea territory and become separate state on their own. The Bougainville independence movement established the Republic of North Solomon in 1975. On 1 September 1975, 2 weeks before Australia grant independence to Papua New Guinea, Bougainvillians unilaterally declared the island as an independent state.
Only if all this all white man been harim talk, na give him Bougainville this independent blong yet, na give him independent blong Papua New Guinea separately, we won't be having this issue. This concern about sovereignty won't pop up. There are a couple of reasons why all not been like losing Bougainville apart from Papua New Guinea. With all due respect, 14 solid years, Bougainville, Panguna, copper mine, been carrying Papua New Guinea economically. And that was the sole reason why the foreigners saw it. They told our forefathers that if you grant Bougainville independent, and if Bougainville breaks away from Papua New Guinea, you won't be able to sustain yourself economically. That's why they held Bougainville back. As a result, only giving me plan, self-government, self-governance. Self-governance non up, provincial government non up, whole Papua New Guinea behind him. Now, Mibla bin Kisim, autonomy, 2005. Now, Mibla ko go on next phase, lo 2019, Mibla vote for referendum, which is part and parcel of the Constitution through law part 14 and been granting referendum law Bougainville. Law move forward from there. We had two options. Independence for Bougainville was option 2, and we have option 1, which was greater autonomy. Osem planti save talk inside lol video me looking, especially my good brothers from the other provinces. You play save talk, just give us greater autonomy. We don't want greater autonomy. It was part and parcel of the referendum question. Our option 1, we didn't pick that. We selected option 2, independence for Bougainville. The reason why I'm stating this is for you to know that it is not that we don't know about greater autonomy. We do fully understand what greater autonomy is. However, we are not up for it. My good Prime Minister, my good ministers, my good members of the National Parliament, we are not here for greater autonomy. We voted option 2 with a very clear understanding of the both options that were provided. So we selected independence. This is a democratic country. All of you members and all of us, the citizens, we always practice our democratic right when it comes to general elections. You were mandated through that process of democracy. We have voted through that same process. The same process we've respected for 50 years. Now it will become the 51 year of us respecting that process. And if you tend to choose or not to stand with us to rectify the result of referendum, you are solely disrespecting the democratic process that we have in this nation. Sovereignty of the country does matter when it comes to that as well. So once again, where is your stand? He further said that, Nama further said that, all resistance, all bin sana ponta PNG Defense Force, lo protect him sovereignty lo Papua New Guinea. Wrong. Why me talk wrong? Our defense force been fight not to protect the sovereignty of Papua New Guinea. They fought because they wanted the war to end. However, yes, regardless of the fact that the resistance did stood aside along with the National Defense Force and fought the the Bougainville crisis, don't ever forget that 97.7% comprises of the votes that was casted by the resistance as well. They voted for independence. So it proves that they fought for independence. Regarding the result, what logic do we have? Lo you support him, not support 97.7%. Now you go support him this narapla percentage, which people are saying 2.3%, which is wrong. Not 2.3% voted for greater autonomy. It was only 1.69% that voted for greater autonomy. The 0.16% was invalid. So it is not 2.3%. The percentage is only 1.69%. Where in the world does it make logic for you to support the 1.6% and totally disrespecting the democratic right of the 97.7 percentage that voted for Bougainville independence. Please make sense to that. If you say no to Bougainville independence when it comes to the day of rectification, set us free, let us go. The votes have spoken through the democratic rights, through the democratic system. Letting Bougainville go is actually living off that burden, releasing that burden. That chunk of money you talk long him, you will definitely keep it back to your people, and it won't be a burden to you. So economically, it is good for you, Papua New Guinea. It is a win for you, economically. In terms of economic, suppose Bougainville come up independent, Bougainville become up #1 customer belong Papua New Guinea in terms of imports. Currently, Papua New Guinea had lo painim habwe by exporting or something belongan. Now suppose Mipla Bougainville come up independent, #1 customer. Mipla by sa import lo yupla, na emba come up export lo yupla, where yupla iba got more money lo economy lo yupla. And on the other hand, if you could think plenty, how by Bougainville is sustaining it economically. Bougainville is only a square meter of 9,384 square meter. It's not that large. Looking at the resources that we have in all this, in our province, in Bougainville, and plenty too much. So we can establish mining in more than 3 locations, more than 4 locations. Everywhere they've discovered that there is gold. We have our marine resource is still virgin, is still of that high quality. Bougainville is also mapped as one of the breeding area for tuna. Talking at agriculture, we have so many things that we can use to sustain our economy. And the beauty about it is we will only be utilizing that funding on a small portion of people, which is only a 367 approximate population. It's not even billion, not even 500,000. So economically, yes, definitely. Bami planap lo sanap. But first and foremost, lusimi plako. By then, we can be negotiating with investors directly. Looking at Bougainville, we have that law, stop where Mipla protect him through indigenous business. And in Bougainville, you know, not find him any outsiders doing business in Bougainville. If you want to do business in Bougainville, it is only through partnership, joint venture. The Chinese that Mipla got here, they are all partners with the locals. And this is something special as well for us, Bougainville. So in terms of economic independence, I don't think that it would be a bigger issue in the future, though it may seem like it is an issue today. Before me conclude, me like give him one lik talk picture, talk bokis. Imagine him, Papua New Guinea also, one pla family, and we got 22 pla pikinini, which is 22 pla province. Inside the family, you miss away depend lo papa mama all get a time. Lo feed him you me school fee, all get all this all something. Now one pla good pla something sa happen lo family. is when this big first pikinini, and me lose him yumi. Now me go find him new source of income. And me no not lose thing. Lo papa mama belong him. And by always support him back, papa mama belong him. One time will not have siblings. With school fee, with food, with shelter, na plenty more. That's the same picture Papua New Guinea should be getting. Me play lose him, you play blogo all geta. Independence blo Bougainville, meaning breakaway for good. We are not like the British, the Australians. Look at us and look at you. We are one. We will still be here. Me like bring him ting blow you me go back. Bougainville was very close to be independent during the blockade. We were already producing. We were already fixing. We were very close to start manufacturing things. Me play come up him gun. Me play come up him homebrew. Me play come up him salt. Me play come up him soap. Me play come up him fuel. Me play come up him electricity. Me play run him own school blow me play. Own house sick blow me play. Lo whichever resource me play bin naplo pain him. Whichever method me play bin naplo pain him. We survived the 10 years without the hands of the one that should have protected us. We were abandoned, but we survived. Knowing very well that this was gonna bring us to independent, self-reliance, only packets in one plus packets come, giving it us as a gift, which is called Bougainville Peace Agreement, to restore peace. And it came with conditions, and it was colorful with the budget and the money that was attached to it, and we said yes to it. However, it was not for our freedom, it was more a trap. And now, we play trap inside of this plan. Surrounded by this one. You can now talk to us about how much portion you gave, how much, or what it says within the Bougainville Peace Agreement. Let me remind everyone, if you think that the percentage, 97.7%, is not good enough, it's not free, it's not fair, be reminded, it was internationally observed, not nationally. It was internationally observed by other nations. So, who are we to question the credibility of the vote itself or the result of referendum? And before I finish off, I will leave this statement with you all. This topic, this issue, this agenda of Bougainville journey towards political independence will not come to an end if and unless or until Bougainville gains independence. For as long as Bougainville is not independent, this issue will go around circles, will be passed down from government to government, from generation to generation. All the members of the parliament in the national parliament will die. All the members in the ABG government will be gone. But this issue will still stand. There is only one way in which we can truly resolve this issue and lay to rest is by granting Bougainville independence through rectifying our referendum result